Well, guys, thanks for joining us today. We have some Star Wars Rise of Skywalker news to talk about. You see it right here. How George Lucas helped finish Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Now, J.J. Abrams has confirmed that George Lucas was consulted on this script before writing the script. Finally, after all of these years, George Lucas is back in the family. Now, it was a pretty messy divorce, you can say, from Disney with George Lucas. They took his story treatments for 7, 8, and 9 and pretty much threw them out because they thought that they knew Star Wars better than George Lucas. And what you got was a pretty unoriginal movie in The Force Awakens and the worst Star Wars movie ever in The Last Jedi. And watching that trailer, it was pretty obvious that they were retconning The Last Jedi. And now, J.J. Abrams is confirming that George Lucas really helped with the development of this movie. Now, it doesn't go into a whole lot of details and what specifics George was involved in, but I think it was quite a bit, more than what they will probably admit. Now, according to J.J. Abrams, this is what he had to say. This movie had a very, very significant challenge, which was to take 8 films and give an ending to 3 trilogies. And so we had to look at what is the bigger story. We had conversations amongst ourselves. We met with George Lucas before writing the script. Abrams revealed these were things that were in real, not debate, but looking at the vastness of the story and trying to figure out what is the way to conclude this. But it has to work on its own as a movie. It has to be its own thing. It has to be surprising and funny, and you have to understand it. So that is a very, very good thing. And I also think that J.J. Abrams is kind of admitting that he's not much of a closer. That is his reputation as a filmmaker. But I did a video earlier this week talking about J.J. Abrams really did not want to come back to make this movie because he had nothing, zero to work with. Now, I think it takes a lot of guts, and I'm going to give Lucasfilm a hats off. Maybe this was just J.J. Abrams himself, but I'm going to give Lucasfilm credit for this too, that they decided, yeah, we need George Lucas to make this work because what we were doing is not working. I mean, it could be a Bob Iger thing. Maybe him and JJ said, yeah, we need to get George in because we don't know what we're doing. And I was always curious why JJ came out with a script so fast. I really do think that they're going to be using some of what George Lucas had intended in his 7, 8, and 9. Don't know that for a fact, but that's one of the only conclusions I can really come to as to why they made a script really, really fast. I think JJ had that script done in like 6 weeks. And this is a guy that said he had nothing to work with. So that's kind of crazy right there. It goes on to say here, months ago, it was rumored that Lucas was being consulted for 9 and to help make it a satisfying conclusion to the saga that he started. So now Abrams has confirmed that involvement. Abrams didn't specifically cite Lucas as the person who came up with the idea to put Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker, but given that Abrams brought up Lucas while discussing The Fallen Emperor, it may well have been him. And I really do think that it was him. If you look at Star Wars Theory, he put out a video today, and it was from a treatment that Lucas had for, I believe, episode 7. It was actually Kira, who was actually turned into Rey, actually dove into this ocean of water where the remnants of the Death Star were. And she was supposed to find something there. And if you look at the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer, we actually do see Rey, Finn, and Poe, all of them looking over the remnants of the Death Star. So I think Lucas's involvement in this is a lot more than what they want to admit. I'm pretty sure, and I think we already know, Lucas has been on set. Another rumor is that he did have some final say on some things. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but it would make sense. If you want all 8 movies to come together and you consult with George Lucas, he tells you you can do this, I probably would suggest that you listen to him, because he was involved with 6 out of the 8 movies. And now you're coming out with a 9th movie that will pretty much end all of the Skywalker movies. You really do need to listen to him. And I'm just so happy that George is involved. I am starting to really think this movie could be good now, because what was missing out of the other 2 movies was George Lucas. It needed him very bad, especially The Last Jedi. Now, can JJ make Rey a likable character? We will have to see on that, because she's not a very likable character. I don't know if George gave him any suggestions on that, but I hope he did. But guys, that's it. George Lucas, he's back. He worked on this film a little bit with J.J. Abrams. I'm pretty sure that every single story element probably went through George Lucas, so he can kind of say yay or nay. But that's what I think, and hopefully this movie will be good, because Star Wars movies, they're not going to stop making them. They're going to continue on. But guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.